Okay, welcome to the first session of strategic management. Uh, as we begin this semester, I want to take a moment to properly introduce the scope of this course and the academic journey we are about to embark on together. Strategic management is not just another subject in your business curriculum. It is the ultimate integration of everything you have studied thus far. So whether your primary interest lies in finance, marketing, accounting, or operations, this course is designed to provide the overarching framework that gives those individual functions meaning and direction within a complex organization. So before we dive into the technical details of the syllabus, so let me share a bit about my background and how it shaped the way I teach this subject. Many students already know that I taught entrepreneurship course last semester. So my students already know who I am, but I'm gonna introduce myself shortly. I'm doing my PhD course for business administration with a specialized focus on human resources, organization behavior, and human industrial relations. You might wonder why someone with a background in people is teaching a course that is often perceived as being about numbers and markets. The reason is that throughout my years of research and my professional experience as the head of HR of Korea Mobile Payment and as a manager at some AI robot company and fintech company, so I have consistently seen a recurring theme. Strategy is easy to formulate, but incredibly difficult to execute. And the difference between a strategy that succeeds and one that fails almost always comes down to the human and organizational factors. So therefore, while we will certainly cover the traditional economic models of a strategy, and I will frequently challenge you to consider the internal human dynamics that make those strategies possible. Okay, so now let us look at the syllabus in detail. So this 15-week roadmap is carefully structured to take you from a basic understanding of the business environment to the complex execution of global strategy itself. We are doing this course of 15 weeks. So anyway, so in week one, which is today, so we are laying the foundational stones. We will explore the etymology of the word strategy and its transition from the battlefield to the boardroom. So we will discuss why strategic intent is more important than simple planning. And week 2 and week 3 are dedicated to strategic analysis. Week 2, week 3. So we cannot make good decision without good data. In week 2, we will master the PESTL pastel framework. So examining how macro environmental forces, for example, political and economics and social and technological. I'm gonna just write the tech and environment. Okay, and the legal create boundaries for what a firm can and cannot do. So after the pastel, we will also deep dive into Mike Porter's five forces model, which is classic also and really important. So which remains the gold standard for understanding industry competition. Yes, so that's why I'm going to introduce these tools. And in week 3, maybe someone who took entrepreneurship course, I already introduced this tool, resource-based view, FBO framework. Um, so using RBV and the VO framework, we will learn how to identify core competencies. So we will ask ourselves, does this company have something that is valuable, rare, inimitable, and is the organization actually ready to capture that value? So these tools focus on internal and Pastel Porto's five forces focus on external environment itself. So week 4 will be bridge between strategy, organization, and behavior. So we will talk about strategic leadership. We will analyze how the top management team, is known as TMT, influences firm performance and why corporate culture is often described as the invisible hand that guides strategic success. Does anyone heard that word, invisible hand? Actually, this word is from the economic era, Adam Smith. So I'm gonna use this phrase also for the strategic part. Anyway, so in week 5, 6, and 7, we move into strategic formulation at different levels. So week 5 is about business level strategy. Should we compete on costs like a budget airline, or should we compete on differentiation like a luxury hotel? So we will also explore the blue ocean strategy, where we look for ways to make the competition irrelevant by creating new market spaces. And the week 6 shifts the focus to corporate level strategy. Here we ask, what business should we be in? We will discuss vertical integration, diversification, and how to manage a portfolio of different businesses using tools like a BCG matrix. So I'm gonna write it, fix it. And week 7 will address global strategy in a world that is increasingly connected yet still divided by cultural and institutional differences. So how does a firm decide which country to enter and how to compete once they are there? So we will use the cage distance framework. in week 7 to answer these questions. So week 8 will be our midterm examinations, which will test your ability to synthesize these analytical tools. So after the midterm exam, the second half of the semester, week 9 to 14 actually, so focus on advanced topics and implementation. In week 9, we discuss strategic human resource management, which is called SHRM. We will look at HRM as a strategic tool rather than just an administrative function. So week 10 is dedicated to innovation and digital transformation. So we will analyze how AI, big data, and the rise of platform ecosystems like Apple and Google are fundamentally changing the rules of the game. And week 11 covers the high-stakes world of strategic alliances and M&A. We will look at why firms choose to collaborate and why so many mergers and acquisitions fail during the post-merger integration phase. And week 12 addresses the growing importance of CSR, ESG like that, and creating share values in the modern era. A firm's legitimacy is tied to its impact on the planet and society. So week 13 looks at strategy implementation, specifically how to design organizational structures that support your strategy. And finally, week 14 looks at the future of management in an AI-driven gig economic world itself. Actually, gig economy is kind of big syndrome in a modern era in recent time, especially in Korea also. So I'm gonna explain more about the gig economy itself. Okay, good. Now let's discuss the evaluation criteria in detail. I want to be extremely transparent about my expectations so that you can manage your effort effectively. And this criteria maybe we will change a bit, so students must read the notice, please. Okay? So this is not a perfect version. So this is the first version. So, but this is quite standard. But just so many students must read the notice after this class. Okay. So attendance participation 10% weight and midterm final we will change the percentage itself maybe. So midterm exam is 40%. And so I don't want to do a final group project for you guys. And the final exam will be changed with the percent. So if this criteria change, I'm gonna notice before you guys take the midterm exam. So must read and must check the notice every day, please. Okay? Good. Voila. Um, Before we going to understand the concept of strategy, we need to take a break. Okay? See you.